So before we get into this video, I would just highly recommend that you go over to Netflix and watch Miss Americana. It really shows Taylor's point of view on this all growing up on the internet, wanting to be liked and not everybody liking you, and it's just very informative documentary. So hi guys, it's Marianakebaso, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about Taylor Swift and internalized misogyny. Now, before you can understand how Taylor Swift has been a really good example of internalized misogyny, we must understand what internalized misogyny is. So, there are two parts to the word internalized misogyny. Internalized and misogyny. So, internalized is something that is internal, it comes from within, and usually it's subconsciously. Misogyny is women hating or just not wanting women to succeed, not wanting women to be equal. Misogyny comes in way different forms, and internalized misogyny is usually when women hate on other women or project sexism towards other women or themselves because of behaviors and attitudes that they have been taught from the patriarchy. So in today's video, I'm going to examine Taylor Swift and how her life has really been influenced by internalized misogyny and how she has been judged by the media because of their own sexism towards her. So there's a lot to cover, but first off, before we can actually go into the specific examples on how internalized misogyny has affected Taylor Swift, we need to know who Taylor Swift is. It might be surprising, but a lot of people don't know who Taylor Swift is, or maybe they don't listen to her music, so they're not really interested in her. But some brief facts on her: she is a 30-year-old singer-songwriter, and one of the main reasons why she is still so mainstream even after doing music for 20 plus years is because she writes all of her own songs. Every single song that you've heard from Taylor Swift has been written by Taylor Swift herself, and which is what makes her original and unique, because every song that you hear from her is not from a team of producers or writers. It is from Taylor Swift herself and her own personal experiences that have really driven her music, which is why I think a lot of people like Taylor Swift, because her songs are quite original. But anyways, let me not introduce some bias into this video, and let's just go over Taylor Swift as a person. So as of 2019, she has an estimated net worth of $360 million, which is a lot of money. And she's also starred in many shows such as Cats, Miss Americana, The Giver, and Valentine's Day. Her most popular songs include Shake It Off, You Belong With Me, Blank Space, Love Story, and I Knew You Were Trouble. So far, as of 2020, she has released 8 albums, her first album from 2006, and 7 albums thereafter, which, if you do the math, that means she's released about 8 albums in 14 years. She recently endorsed Joe Biden via Instagram and a very, very cute cookies, which I will put on the screen right here. But anyways, we're not going to get into the politics of her. But her drama really started in about 2014, was also the 2014 VMAs, with the Kim Ye versus Taylor feud, which, if you haven't heard of this, I don't know where you've been, but this is really when Taylor Swift really started to get judged by a lot of people. Before this, the media really criticized her for the amount of relationships that she had, which I will go into a bit more, but for right now, we'll focus on the Kim Ye versus Taylor drama. So, in those VMAs, Kanye rudely interrupted her speech right as she had won Video of the Year, and Kanye interrupted because he thought that Beyonce's Single Ladies video should have won what Taylor Swift won. Now, obviously, Taylor Swift has no control over whether she wins over Beyonce, and she didn't, but she won, and Kanye decided to interrupt her speech. And in the years following that rude interruption, he has declined to really apologize, really. They seem to have some sort of mutual respect thing going on right now. But there was a lot of drama surrounding that situation. Kanye made a song lyric about her in one of his songs, Famous, where he says he quote-unquote made her famous, which is not true, because Taylor was famous long before Kanye had ever even spoken to her. And Kim Kardashian actually ended up releasing a phone call which supposedly proved her and Kanye's legal rights to say that in his music. But it has come out via Twitter that the phone call was edited, and it's not really a look for the Kardashian West family. But, you know, that was a whole drama, and a lot of people disliked Taylor from that point just because of Kanye saying that. Now, one of the reasons that the media really disliked Taylor was because of the fact that she had a staggering amount of boyfriends, and most of her songs were about boyfriends or relationships, giving advice or just showing her experience. Now, the media really, every time she was out with a guy from like between 2010 and like 2015, paparazzi would always get a picture of her and they'd be like, is this Taylor Swift's new boyfriend? Even if they were just platonic friends. And she was honestly just really hated by a lot of people because of the amount of boyfriends that she had, which I see as an example of internalized misogyny, because a lot of male rappers, singers, songwriters, or singers have boyfriends and girlfriends. Like, I don't think there's anyone in the pop music industry who has not gone through a lot of relationships. So I find it funny that they decided to just pick on Taylor Swift in that area, especially not in that area, in that era. And another reason the media ridiculed her is because her songs usually revolved around her experiences or relationships with guys. And it's been rumored that a lot of her songs are about her various boyfriends over the years. Now, there's a lot to break down here. A lot of male rappers and singers also make songs about the relationships that they have with girls, and to be honest, most of them are not even PG like Taylor's are. I'm just gonna say it, like Taylor's songs, you can play it in front of some 6-year-olds and it's gonna be fine. But a lot of male rappers and singers write explicit songs about women that they've been in relationships with, and it's not cute and it's not pretty, and the media says nothing about it at all. But when a woman wants to write about her relationships or wants to write about past experiences with guys, supposedly she's stuck up, she's boy-loving, she only wants to have a boyfriend, she doesn't feel secure enough in herself. Another aspect that we can dive into is people not liking her music or her songs just because she was popular and mainstream. Now, a lot of people like Taylor Swift even before she became super popular and mainstream. I was pretty young when first of her music came out, so I can't say I'm one of those people, but she was a good singer even when she was not mainstream. And a lot of her most popular songs, actually 2 out of her 5 most popular songs, were actually from albums that came before 2012, which was when I think her fame really blew up and she started to become very popular around mainly teenage girls. Now, this is something that can be addressed within the music and pop community as a whole, with the stigma around liking a popular creator, like how people feel the need to be like, oh, I don't listen to popular people, I only listen to underground artists or anything like that. Or they feel the need to gatekeep artists, which I see a huge problem with. Focus our attention back on Taylor Swift. Like, a lot of people didn't want to admit that they liked Taylor Swift or they listened to her songs or they thought she was a good artist just because of the fact that she was popular and she made catchy songs. Like, it's not bad to like a popular creator, okay? I'm gonna say it. It's not bad to like a popular creator at all. And she makes good music. Some of her songs are really good, and I actually might do a video on me rating her albums, but I have to like re-listen to some of her older albums, so that might be coming soon. But she makes good songs, and they're songs that people can relate to and really feel her emotions through. So I don't see why the media really just crapped on her, or not the media crapped on her, but people didn't want to admit to liking her or didn't want to be like proudly saying like, yeah, I'm a Taylor Swift fan. Like, it's nothing really to be ashamed of to like a popular or mainstream artist. Again, that's basically all about Taylor Swift. She is still constantly criticized and judged by everyone and everyone around her, which is why I don't blame her for being very private now. If you followed Taylor Swift on Instagram before she really started getting judged a lot by other people, you would know that she was a lot more open with her friendships and her relationships, and she was just more active in a public sense. But now, with all the things she goes through, especially with her stalkers, you know, Taylor Swift has had like 2 or 3 stalkers, and it's honestly kind of scary, okay? That's scary. I applaud her for wanting to keep her relationships private now. If you didn't know, Taylor Swift is actually dating think he's a British actor, or he's like a British singer or something like that. She's dating someone British, and they've been together for 3 years, and they barely have any public paparazzi photos together. And honestly, the internet has literally forced her into being a private person and not sharing her relationship with everybody because of how just plain rude people would be to her when she was seen out with a guy, or when she was seen on a date or in a party with the same room as someone. That is my video. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure you leave a like and comment down below. And yeah, we recently just hit 100 subscribers. I'm still trying to I'm still trying to process it, okay? I'm processing it. And it's just so crazy to me that we hit 100 subscribers in 3 months. That's so crazy. I might have a giveaway soon. I might be making like a cake or something. We will really see. And I thank you guys so much for all the love and support. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.